Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for attending our webinar here today. The topic of our webinar today is getting to know Tago to build IoT applications. Most of you should be already familiar with Tago. Tago is a IoT cloud platform with several tools to connect the devices. We have dashboards, analytics capability, and the integration as well. This webinar today will be recording so that we can send the link at the end of the day for those who want to attend offline. Also, we have the chat screen here, so feel free to make any questions during the presentations. We'll be able to answer them as soon as we can, or at least we are going also to present during the end of the Q&A section today. I am Fabio Rosa, the CEO and co-founder of TagoIO. Tago is a software company located here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we are glad to bring also Roberto Canoff, our software developer, to present Tago up and running today. This presentation today will be very practical in a sense that most of the presentation is really going to be about the tool, showing how to build the application and using the most important tools. That's equivalent to a basic training with Tago. So the first topic here that will be covered is an overview about Tago, how the system works, what are the key components of the platform. Then Roberto is going to talk about the features of the platform. That will be an overview going to our portal admin and showing how to log in and where to identify each component. Also, Roberto is going to show how to connect the device and build the dashboards. Then he's going to do an example to build a notification that can be shown in the browser or the mobile app, and also how to upload analysis. He's going to present this in detail. Also, he's going to comment about how your application looks like when you go to apply and deploy to your customers. And at the end, we're going to have about 10 to 15 minutes for Q&A section. First, let me tell you about Tago. So, Tago ecosystem is composed basically by 5 key components. So what we want to do as a platform is basically, we want to be able to collect the information from the left side that is basically the sensors and also actuators, bring these to the platform, process the way you want, and then communicate to the business or people. So how you do that? Basically by combining the key elements like device management. So the first thing that you have is if you have a board, let's say Raspberry Pi, Arduino, or any kind of sensor with a different protocol, we're going to talk later about that, you'll be able to send the data to Tago, and you'll be able to manage this device. You can activate the device, grant authorization, and the other things also for the users. When the data is here, the data goes to our data storage system, that secure database that we refer as bucket. So each device sends the data to the bucket. It's stored here. You can keep the data here, or you can download the data for a local database or spreadsheets or other options. Then we have an area that we call analysis. That's where you can upload your own script. If you upload your script, you can do calculations simple like a converter, temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius, or also you can do linear regression, image process capability, or you can connect with any other services. Then you have, of course, the dashboards for visualization. You can build your dashboard to be showed to basically for yourself or for your customers or friends, so you can share that information visually. And then you have the fifth element here, that's basically the notification, the integration. So we have options to easily send SMS, email, or reply the data back to the sensor as well, or do any kind of integration. We're going to talk about the integration further down the road. Tago is composed by several features. Of course, we have the basic one here, like we want to connect the device, we want to build the dashboard, but also you have something very specific. For example, you have the tag management. Tag management is a feature that allows you to add tags for the devices, for the dashboards, so that to be much easier to find as you scale. Also, we have audit log. Roberto is gonna show you the audit log, how that works. That's very important because you can understand in the future who assess, who create things or remove things. And also you have other options like customizable middleware. We are going to talk about our interface like HTTP that you use today, but basically you can connect any kind of a hardware using middleware. Tago is able to enable a lot of applications in different verticals. And because we are kind of an open platform, in a sense that we have open documentation that anyone can build application top of that, we have already several applications, different areas like in the agriculture, cold chain management, services, equipment manufacturers, smart city, and so on. So there are a lot of applications that you can build on top of Tago, and our customers have been proved that it suits pretty well. So the differentiation of Tago with other platforms is not one or other features, but basically is the set of features that we present. For example, we have the user management section where you can collaborate easily with others in the same application. If you have a global team, if you are in the same room or you work with a partner, you can grant access and build your application at the same time. Also, we have the explore section. That's basically one way that allows you to make your application available for everyone. Or you can even add a pin code to select people that you want to access your application, but that's going to be public if you wish so. Also, we have data rotation. Very easy to determine for how long you want to keep the data. And it's very important you have the share capability. You can share the dashboard very easily just by clicking on your dashboard and selecting the person that you want to receive the dashboard. And this sharing is interesting because it can be public sharing or can be private. And private works also with between organizations. So you can share dashboards, you can share your data with others also outside of your organization. So these are kind of features that when that's put together, that enable you to create great applications for connected products. With Tago, basically, you can build the solution, and this solution, most of the time, of course, has some kind of a dashboard to make your information visible. With Tago, you can make this visible by adding charts, widgets, dials, maps. For example, in the map, you can even add a picture of the situation. For example, if it's a truck, you can add a picture inside of the truck that will be updated in real time. You can add links in the map or in the dashboard, so you are able to allow your customer to navigate in the dashboard from one to other, heat maps, and so on. So there are a lot of options in the dashboards, and everything is updated in real time, very easy to build, very easy to share. And as you scale, you are able to create scripts to automate this for your customers. When you build that, then of course, you're going to somehow want to share that. Most of the application for our customer is really based on the share, and Tago is natively prepared for sharing. When you build application, you can just open your own mobile app. If you want, you can go there to and download the mobile app. For example, you go to TagoIO, you look for our mobile app. When you open your dashboard there, you are able to select for how much time you want to share your application. Let's say that you want to share this application with somebody else for 1 hour. Just click for 1 hour. That will be the whole time that you'll be sharing your application. So we really thought about the sharing capability as we move better in the direction of the IoT. You can connect your application, as Roberto is going to talk later, using different types of protocol. Okay, we have protocols like MQTT. That's a protocol that's very light, very easy to use, and a lot of the companies and hardware has been integrated inside of their software to send this information over to Tago. Or you can use HTTP protocol. But if you need to use other protocol like UDP or TCP/IP, that's also possible. You can contact us and we can create or show how to create a middleware to convert your current protocol to our standard APIs. These APIs are very powerful so that it enables us, for example, to create a connector for Microsoft Flow. We work with the Microsoft team to create this connector that enable us to get data from the sensors and connect to the other platforms. For example, now you are able to connect data that you collect very easily with spreadsheets, Slack, or generate tickets like Zendesk or Zoho. Also, you can connect this to your preferred CRM. For example, if there is a compressor that has a problem, it can generate automatically a ticket to your system in your CRM if you use CRM from Microsoft, like Dynamics CRM, or you use Zoho CRM or Salesforce. Now is a possibility to put this together because we really believe that it's very important not only to collect the information, visualize the information, but also take action and send some intelligence or trigger to your process. And this can be done with the connectors that we have available now. Other example of a solution is using scripts to generate reports. That has been shown very important for our customers. For example, you are tracking a car, that's okay, but people are not looking for the car every time. They're not looking on the map, but they may want to receive a report every morning in showing what cars has been above the speed limit or how many miles or kilometers they travel during the day, what is the efficiency, and so on. Also, you are able to prepare emails that are going to send a key ML file to your customer. So you can receive emails every day with a key ML file that you can open your mobile application and see the situation, see what their asset status are, and so on. Now I want to pass here um, for Roberto, as he'll be able to show you how to work with a Tago. So before Roberto starts, I want to make sure that you understand you should be able to go to tago.io. You are able to subscribe for free and connect up to 5 devices, create 5 dashboards with a lot of tools available for you. The only thing is important to reinforce here is that you should select this option, I am a developer, because when you do that, you'll be able to get all the tools basically for development. If you don't select this option, you're going to be just seeing the basic information. So Roberto, please go ahead and start showing the demo.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, I had a small connection problem over here.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear. Go ahead, Roberto.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So first of all, I am Roberto. I am a software developer at Tago. And in this webinar, I'm going to show you how to create an application, an IoT application. This application is going to be to measure and control temperature and humidity. So you should be seeing my screen right now. This is the Tago admin. With the admin, you can create dashboards to show your application. And this dashboard over here, as you can see, this is a demo application of code chain management. So this is to control some freezers, probably on a supermarket or somewhere else. But we're going to build an application similar to this one, not exactly like this one, but with the same features. Before I can create the application and show you how to create the application, I'm going to do a quick tour of our platform. So in here, if you are a developer, as Fabio said, you need to check I am a developer when you are creating your account. Here you will see above Tago, you see developer. If you're not seeing that, you're not have access to developer tools. Here on the right side, you have your name. In this case, it's showing tutorials because the name of my account is tutorials. But for you, it's going to show your name over here. I'll click on my account. So here you have some information, some personal information of yours. For example, the name of your account, your email, and your phone number, your time zone, and your type of account. So if you create an account without checking the developer, you can change it here. I'm going to show you a little more about accounts. Here we can see our usage statistics. Let's just get a second to update the screen. I'm having a little delay here, but so here you can see the amount of analysis that you ran, the amount of data that are on your buckets, your databases, the amount of requests that your devices have made during this month, and you can share your account. If you see here, we have user management. You can invite someone to use your account to, for example, if you want to show something or you have a supervisor to use your account. Okay, so before we create the application, I need to show you the basic tools. So on the left over here, we have devices, buckets, analysis, actions, and explorer. I'm going to talk about each one as I'm building the application. I'm going to explain each of the tools. So here we have devices. On your account, this list will be clear because if you create an account right now, you won't have any devices. For me, I already have a few. So what are devices? Imagine that a device of a Tago is a virtual representation of your real device. And Tago uses devices and data. So if you want to send data to Tago, you need to use a device. Here, let's create a device right now. And I'll type the name of the device. I'll say that this is a thermostat. So what I'm doing here, I'm making a virtual device that is a representation of your real device, as I said. And here, before I continue here, I'll talk a little bit about buckets. So if you see on the right here, when you create a device, Tago asks you to create a bucket or to use a certain bucket. So what are buckets? Buckets is it's kind of your database For example, if you create an application, you need to store some data or to save something. So you need to have a database. So buckets are our databases. When I create the device, I will create a new bucket called the same name as the device, so Thermostat, and I will do that right now. So what that means is when the device Thermostat sends some data, this data is going to be stored in the bucket called Thermostat. Okay, so to send data to Tago, you need some kind of authentication. So we have tokens over here. Whenever you create a new device, a new token is created for you automatically. So if you want to integrate your application or anything you want to send data, you need this token to send data to Tago. Okay, now let's talk about the buckets here. As I said, when I created the device Thermostat, a bucket called Thermostat was created. So this is the bucket that was just created. And here, I have a few options on buckets. We can have backups. You can see the list of variables. So I clicked on backups. Here, if you have data here and if you enable your backup, if you activate it, you will see some backups on the next days. On variables, you can see the list of variables that your device is sending or your device has. You can share your bucket. I will show you sharing later during the presentation. And here you can see the list of devices that are linked to this bucket. So you have, if you have multiple devices sending data to the same bucket, you can see them here. Now, let's send some data to show here in the bucket. So I will open a new tab, the device over here. So I just clicked device. And here we have a very powerful tool for you to use called device emulator. With this, we can create and send data to Tago without using a real device. So if you want just to try or test or debug an application, you can use this tool. So for this example, I'm going to send a variable called temperature. Okay, so this is the object that's going to be sent to Tago over here, and you can click here to add new options to this data. These are the options that are available. So on value, I will send 7 to 1. Let's say we have a thermostat that uses Fahrenheit. And on units, I'm going to send F. So as you can see, you click here, and then the option is shown here on the object. Okay. And for this demo, I'm also adding location. So let's say that we have, as I said, freezers on different places. So I want to know where these freezers are. So I'm going to send location as well. Here, to send data to send this data that we just built to a device, we need to select the device over here. So on the right side, I have a list of devices. And then I can select the device thermostat. And then I just click send data. When I send data, it's going to show here one data added. It's already gone. It's you have a notification that shows you that one data has been added. Now I'm going back to the previous tab of the browser. Here we have our buckets. And here we have our list of variables. I'm just going to refresh the list of variables. Now you can see that we have temperature showing here. So we have temperature. Which device has sent temperature? The device thermostat. And the number of register. There is only one register from the variable temperature, and the unit is F. Now let's go back to the emulator over here. And I'm not going to send temperature anymore. I'm going to send humidity. So humidity and the value, let's say about 20. The unit now is percentage. And the device is the same, thermostat. And let's send data again. So I click send data, and here one data added. Okay, now let's go back to the buckets. And in our booked thermostat over here, I'm refreshing the variable list. And I can see now that we have temperature and humidity. If I want to clear these buckets or delete these variables, it's possible. So what I want to show you here is that your variables in this application are created as soon as your device sends them. So let's say you need to send another variable. You send the data, and Tago automatically creates that variable for you. So now we have a device that sends data from temperature and humidity. Let's show this data on a dashboard. Here on the left, we have on the menu, we have dashboards, and I'll create a new dashboard. So I clicked dashboard over here, and here now add dashboard. The name of the dashboard I will call IoT application, and I'll save the dashboard. So this is a blank dashboard. We don't have any widgets. Let's add some widgets to show that temperature and humidity. When I click create or add widget, we have a lot of options for you to work with. So we have gauges, display to just show the temperature or humidity in this case. We have charts, maps, tables, and what else? Well, we have a lot of options over here. Here we have premium widgets. If you have some paid account, I will show you after the plans. You can use our premium widgets over here. For this application, I'm going to use a gauge to show the temperature. And here, so I clicked gauge, and now I need to select which bucket do I want to show the data from. I want to use the bucket thermostat as we talked about. And which we can select the device over here. Of course, if there's only one device, it selects for you. Now, the variable I'm going to use to show the temperature over here. So, and then I'm going to save. Now, we can see that we have a gauge showing the temperature, 71F. And now let's add a gauge to show the humidity. So I'm going to click here to add a new widget. And then I select a gauge as well. The device, I'm going to select thermostat, the built-in device. And the variable, I'm going to use humidity. And then before I save, I just want to show you that we have lots of different options of gauges to show. So for this one, I'm going to use one called solid. So I'll click solid and save. And then you can see that we have now the humidity 20. If I go to the other page over here, and we have the device emulator opened, I'm going to send now 25 over here. So send data. And then for our variable temperature, I'm going to send 77 with the int F, and then send data. Okay, now let's go back to our dashboard. Now we can see here that we have 25 on humidity and 77 on temperature. So I'm going to add a new a chart right now. Now I'm going to add a chart to see like a temperature history. Let's add both temperature and humidity. Here we have a few options to select the type of chart. So I'm going to leave it as with line over here, and then I'm going to save. So now let me just move this chart over here. I added humidity twice. Let me just change it to temperature. So I edited the chart and then just change the variable because I added the wrong variable. So now we have a chart showing the humidity and temperature over here. So as long as we send data, this data is going to be showed in this chart. And as we add location to the variables, let me add a map for you to see where this refrigerator is. So here I clicked add a new widget, and now I'm going to select map. And then here again, we select debugged thermostat, the device thermostat, and the variable, let's say the temperature. And so our next line here, let me just move it to the top. Let me resize the map. For example, now the default image is a car, so I want to change this image. And let me just click here and change from a car to just a pin, or let's say a thermometer, and then save. Okay. Now we can add images over here. We can add links. I'm not going much further on this because we don't have much time. So this is basically a dashboard. You can customize your dashboards as you want. There are lots of different widgets for you to use, as I show. And let's get them. Now, as we have a device that sends temperature and humidity, let's create an alert. For example, let's say that someone left the fridge door open, or the fridge is not working as it should be. So the temperature inside the fridge is it's going hotter. So let's say that we need to take some action if that happens. So here on the left menu, we have actions. Let me click on actions over here. I have a few actions, but you will probably don't have any because if you create an account right now. Then let's create a new action. I'm going to call this temperature warning. So temperature warning. And what action is it going to take? I can say push a notification, send an email, send SMS, run analysis, publish to MQTT, or post to another endpoint. For this application, let's just send a push notification. So I'll click here. What's the title? The temperature of your fridge is too high. Let's say this is, or if that's, let's say that the temperature is too high. In message, let's say the temperature is. Remember, we have some objects, some options in the device. We can use these options as variables. For example, if I say value here, like this, the value is going to be shown on the variable. If I say variable, I want to show the variable or location or any of the other options. So when I create an action, I need to say when is this action going to be triggered. So I need to create a trigger for it. So here on the top, we click trigger, and we need to select the variable. So I'll click the variable here, select which bucket, as usual, the thermostat. When the temperature, let's say condition, when the temperature is greater than, I will select the type number. Let's say that the temperature is greater than 80. And here, we need to set a lock trigger. When, for example, when the temperature gets 80, 81, 82, the action is going to send one action and lock. For example, if you get one temperature over 1 minute, you will not receive a lot of notifications, or you just will just receive one. And we need to reset the trigger. If, for example, if the temperature normalizes, let's say that I will select the temperature over here. Let's say that if the temperature goes less than 80, you want to reset your trigger to, if the temperature goes above 80 again, you need to be warned again. So let's just save here. Now we created a notification, an action to send notification. Let's test this action right now. So let's go to our dashboard over here. Okay, the dashboard called IoT application. And now let me just unmute my notification over here. Okay, so now let's go to device over here and let's send the temperature. Let's say 85 and send. You can see because my notification went to the other display, but here on the top right, we have a notification sign. So here you can see that the notification, the temperature is too high, and the temperature is 85, as I wrote the variable value over there. So I can just ignore this, or you can create personalized notifications. For example, you can create a notification that has a button over, when you click it goes to the dashboard and other options. And if we go to our dashboard over here, let's say here we have the temperature 85. Let's go back and send 70 again. Let's say that we have 70 now. Close this and send data. Okay, now let's go back to our dashboard. Now it says 70 over here. Okay, and then you can see on the chart here that I'm sending some temperature and not sending any new humidity. Okay, now I'm going to talk about analysis. Analysis are a way to run your own scripts at Tago. This is a very powerful tool at Tago because you can create anything here. Basically, you create a JavaScript script, and you can use this script to run on Tago. For example, our device here, our thermostat, it shows the temperature in Fahrenheit. Let's say that you want to show this temperature in Celsius, but it's very expensive to do that on your device because you have limited processing capabilities on your devices, and you want to show that in Celsius. So you can create an analysis to read this temperature, convert this temperature to Celsius, and then show the temperature like that. This is very simple to do and very easy. Or you can use analysis to integrate with other platforms or other applications. You can even run analysis on your own computers, or you can choose to run them on Tago or on your computers. So let me just go through analysis over here. So I click on new, add new analysis. Let's say temperature conversion, and then in this analysis, you can say, oh, my analysis is going to run every minute or every hour or every day, or there's not going to be a timer on my analysis. It's going to be disabled because you can run analysis on actions. So here, let's see. As I told you, you can run this analysis on Tago or external from your own computers. And right now, you can develop an analysis in Node and Node.js, but in the future, you will be able to run analysis on Python and Java. This is for Tago, of course. If you want to run analysis external, you can use any language you want. You just need to use some choose our SDKs. So here you create your script and you can upload your script here. When you click upload here and select your script. We're going to change this page for the next weeks. You will be able to edit your analysis right here. You can choose to upload your script or edit it just like here. So it's going to be much easier to do that. As I said, another very interesting use for analysis is, for example, to parse data. Let's say that you have a device to send data to Tago, but this device is, for example, a Sigfox device or LoRa or any other device that sends a very small amount of data. For example, they send a payload that is encrypted, and this payload is an array of bytes. So the user cannot see an array of bytes. They don't understand that your final user. So you can create an analysis. You can use our examples over here. For example, we have already a Sigfox example. You can download this, and this is a parse for Sigfox. You can go there and see how we do the parse, and you can create your own parse based on this. So let's say you have a Sigfox device that sends temperature and humidity, as we sending right now. You can download this, look at the payload, and use the payload, change the payload for you. So the uses for analysis are endless. You just need to know what you need to do. And I'm going to tell about another use very quickly. You can use analysis to, for example, let's say you want to scale your application. Let's say you want to build to use like 1,000 devices, thousands of devices. You're not going to be clicking here, add a device for each device. So you are going to create an application to do this, to let's say to register your device. I'm going to show you now here an application that is, let me see here. Okay, so this is the application that I showed you in the beginning, and this is a final application. This is a demo application, of course, but for example, here you can add more customers. Let's say that I want to add a new dashboard like this. I don't want to create a new dashboard and select the image over here, select the temperature, create a device, a bot, and everything. I can create a script and analysis that does everything for me. So I'll click here in management. I'll just add one customer over here. Let's see. Okay. So when I click add device over here, we have an analysis at Tago. This analysis creates everything to me. So here, let me just refresh the page just a second. So if I see here now I have our customer Roberto 2. So all of this created just by clicking the add customer. So if you want to scale your application, you are going to use analysis to do that. And if you want to publish applications, we have here the Explore. So, for example, we have a few demo applications over here. We have Chicago Bus. If you create an account, you'll be familiar to this because this is your first dashboard. And if you want to publish an application over here, let's say that you have a device, and this device is ready for the customer to use. So the customer can have your device over there, and your device has a serial number, let's say, and then the customer comes here, install the device, type the serial number, and it's done. It's ready to use. So if you need to publish your applications over here, you can talk to us, and then we will help you with the analysis scripts to do that. Now, I should have showed you the audit log in the beginning, but I'm going to show it in the end right now. So I showed you the. I'm going to show you the audit log over here. And of course, if you have any questions or any problems or any doubts over here, you can check our documentation. For example, here we have these question mark. You can click here and type, for example, I don't know how to send data, so I can type send data. You can see here. You can use these URL. These are the options. I have a Sigfox device, so Sigfox. Here you can see the options for Sigfox. You can type anything you need from our documentation over here. So about the audit log. So this is basically a log of everything that happens in your account. For example, if you create a device, if you send data, you can come here, use the filters. You can use this to debug your application or to audit your application as well. And another thing is our billing. So this is our billing dashboard. For example, the amount of analysis that was run last month, the amount of register that we have in the buckets, and we have some plans. For example, this account is using our most expensive plan over here, but you have 3 more options. You have the free plan that has a lot of things. and the start and scale that have more features for you to use. And let me see. Okay. And that's it for our application. I'm just going to click here on the our IoT application. So in a few minutes, you can create any application you need. You just need to send data to Tago. If you need any help or have any questions on sending data to Tago, how to do that, as I showed you, you can click here on our question mark to type the question you need here. Now let me see. I'm going to enter the Tago. So here, this is our website. In resources, you can find our videos. We have demo videos, we have training videos over here, and we have our previous webinars. On webinars, this webinar will be posted here as well, so probably in 1 or 2 days it will be here. And on resources here, we have the option developers. If you click developers, you can see our documentation over here, our SDKs, our GitHub, and everything over here. So that's all from my part. Now I'm going back to the Q&A. If you have any questions, you can type them, and Fabio and I are going to answer them as possible.
Okay, thank you, Roberto.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I hope that was clear enough to show you how you can start to build application using the emulator device that you have now to send the data. So it's getting easier and easier. Also, we have the helper, so you can get examples about how to get data from different devices, different network, if LoRa, Sigfox, Bluetooth, Zigbee, and so on. There are a lot of examples there. Now we want to open for questions or comment. If you have one now, feel free just to type here in the chat area. I saw one comment here about the blockchain. That's related about from Jacob. You were about blockchain technology takeover. So as has been mentioned here, recently not even talk about IoT itself because people need to understand, of course, IoT is just one technology, a great technology to try to solve problems. But we have learned that really the practical side that the value is generated when the business can really automate the process. If they need to hire one person to take a look in the dashboard on the mobile app, it's not going to probably to give a high return of investment. But when this technology is really impacting the process, make it easier for people to use it, so they don't need to think much about it, and that they can have real time response and improve their process. That's where it generates more value. So blockchain is welcome. AI is a lot of discussion. We are for plans to add AI soon at Tago because as you mentioned here before, we have the APIs integration with other systems. So AI and blockchain for sure are going to be some of them that will be integrated in the future. And you have some customer working with some other integration as well. Also, just a reminder, we have the mobile app. You can download, you can share the information using mobile app. Everything that you build, as Roberto showed to you today, how we build the solution in the browser is going to be reflected in the mobile app. So that's very helpful, and it's a free app. So feel free to download. There is another question here. What is one smart contract advantage for your business model? I didn't get what you mean by smart contracts exactly. Okay, Jacob's gonna type it here. Okay, I think you talk about the specific about the blockchain, right? If that's specific to blockchain, what I can tell you exactly, let's go back to the business, right? To the process. So we have, for example, applications in supply chain and others. So it's important to have the record of the status of the devices, information, collect at each step in the process. And we know that this can be stored using such tools in the integration. But again, that always go back. So I think the way you see things here relate to the Connect product is really to bring the information, the sensors in real time at a very reasonable cost, because that's very important. And now is a great time because data plan is going very low in terms of price, computer, hardware, sensors. So bring this information, but the companies, the integrators, and many times will help companies to understand how this impacts their business. So when they understand that, that's where they generate value. Okay, looks like we don't have any other question right now. If you have any question or comment, feel free to email me. Here's Fabio Rose speaking. The email is here in the screen. Also, Robert for technical comments. We are gonna make this webinar available for you. So feel free to share with your team and friends. And feel free also, of course, to subscribe Tago.io so you can try. If you have a question, join our community in Slack as well. Before I close, I think somebody's typing here. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you for the participation and have a great day.